Hello everyone, welcome to my next edition. I'm the Cotswolds Girl and it's a Friday. It's absolutely horrendous stinking weather outside, so I thought I'd just pop in, say hello and talk about, I guess, a couple of things that have been going on in life and just sort of in general, have a bit of a chit chat, see how things are going in your world. And we do have I say enormous, it's a really exciting announcement coming up from the team here behind me, but it's basically me and my husband. But it's going to be so much fun. So so today's video, we'll get straight into it. I've been struggling a little bit over the last sort of couple of weeks, just in and around where I'm at with my fertility journey. And it's just, I don't know what's sort of going on. I don't know, things have stalled. And I think that's probably just thrown me off a little bit, I think, in terms of all my sort of positivity and feeling like I'm moving forward, because I'm one of these sort of people that I feel like I have to keep moving forward regardless of what I'm sort of doing. I need to be feeling like I'm making progress and doing good things, and it's just, I don't know, it's just stalled a little bit, and that for me just creates a lot of sort of internal anxiety, because we all want to feel like we're moving forward in our lives and doing positive things. And I just sort of, I've been feeling a little bit stuck. We haven't progressed our adoption submission any further. It's been a reasonably tough time sort of running the business. The recruitment market's been quite quiet, actually. So, I've sort of been trying to sort of make the best of it. So timing wise, obviously, when you're looking to start a family, there's never an ideal time. But, we want to make sure that we're financially secure and we're in the best possible position that we can be. And it just hasn't necessarily been that time, really. So we've sort of put things on hold for a little bit, which has been good in some regards, because obviously, and because business has been sort of quite tight, it's been really tricky to, it's along comes everything with that. There's been sort of a lot of anxiety in the house over money and making ends meet, and the last thing we need is just to be pouring fuel on the fire. But that's saying that, I've been, I guess, personally just sort of spiraling a little bit, because I just, I feel like things are sort of slipping away from me a little bit, and I feel that, perhaps, and without putting a too fine a point on it, like maybe the universe just doesn't have me having a family in its plan. And I've sort of been grieving that a little bit, I think. I put trust in the universe, and, whatever my path is what my path is. But I don't know, I've just sort of been going through a bit of a grief period, I guess, just sort of trying to sort of deal with that internally, that, if we don't have a family, then what? It concerns me that, when people have families and have children, their circle in their life grows. Their broad circle of friends grow, the activities grow, and, that as, in relationships over time, as those things grow, then your relationship grows, because you've got different things that are going on, and, it's not just in the same old, whereas I guess I'm a little bit frightened that if we don't have that, and while, Mr. Cotswolds boy and me, we're, two peas in a pod, we're exactly like each other. If we don't have things that, keep things interesting and keep things moving and diversifying, then, will we fall into that trap of, not progressing? And then what happens when you have all your friends have gone off and have expanded their circles and are doing other things, and you're the ones that are left behind in your, in status quo? How does that affect your relationship? Will we be stuck in our own little void, getting sick of each other, but with nowhere to go and being too old to do anything? It's been really tricky, and it's something that's sort of a bit scary as well. I'm just sort of working through a bit of that at the moment, but not to be such a Debbie Downer on things. We all go through stuff, right? There's a lot of interesting stuff that I've sort of been doing on the side. I've been going to a spiritualist church, which has been quite an interesting journey for me, because that sort of thing fascinates me. And so I've been going on every other Thursday to one just near where I live up here in the Cotswolds. And it's really opened a new avenue for me, something that I never thought I would, I'd be sort of interested in, and it's made me feel really good. I'm also off to the Birmingham, Body, Mind and Spirit Festival tomorrow. So that will be interesting as well, just to sort of see a few things. But one thing I have been doing, this is just not anything that's quite, like I'm not, into all this witchy poo stuff or whatever. But I've been doing a quick chakra cleanse in the morning. I've discovered a nice channel on YouTube that does that, and it starts the day off really, really positive, and I feel really good. I feel really energized after doing that. I never knew what a sound bath was. I thought having a bath with, your little Wonder Boom speaker, maybe that's your sound bath. I know, I'm an idiot. But it's opened my eyes a bit, and I really like it. So I'll keep you updated on where all of that goes and any interesting things that I sort of discover. I've been putting myself forward for a number of different sort of roles and commercials and bits and pieces. So I'm hoping that, something will come of that. I think it'll be really good fun. I think I've got a reasonable projected voice. I don't know, you probably find it annoying. Leave a comment, let me know. But yeah, I think that'll be quite a bit of fun. And I can't disclose just yet, but I have actually been cast in a game show. So I'm really, really excited. It's all ramping up towards the end of this month. I can't really say anything more on that at this stage, but yeah, stay tuned. It's going to be awesome. So I might, who knows, that might be my big break. Let's see. But I want to sort of do a bit more of that because I just find it a really cool creative outlet. What else is sort of going on in life at the moment? Just leading into Christmas, I think. I am sort of missing home a little bit. I'm missing my family in Australia. I'm missing my sister. It's just, it's sort of getting to that time of the year, isn't it, when you sort of sit back and reflect on the year that you've had. And to be honest, we've had a pretty up and down year. It's been pretty rough. Anything from when Cotswold's boy had his hip replaced back in February, right the way through to having all the issues with my work and, all of the issues with the IVF and fertility and all this sort of stuff. It's been an absolute year of it. And having had several of my friends pass away and a couple of members of family and things, it's just been a horror. Maybe that's just 2025 and good riddance, bring on 2026. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think the world's gone a bit mad. but, you know, we've sort of stayed the course, and, you know, we're sort of at the back end of it now. So I think that, you know, moving into 2026 is going to be a good one. And I certainly think that there's going to be a lot going on in terms of, you know, sort of our lives and everything else in between. So I think that's going to be a really good one. So here's the announcement, and this is really exciting. So on top of doing this YouTube channel, Cotswolds Boy and I are going to be launching, we are going to be launching a podcast. So it is going to be called All's Fair in Love and Sport. And what we're going to be talking about as a married couple and as two people who absolutely love everything to do with sport, we will be having banter and laughs and commentary talking about the rest of the Formula One season, which is coming up in a few weeks. Obviously, I'm an Oscar Piastri fan. The Cotswolds Boy loves anything British and anything that's going to wind me up. We're both massive cricket fans. We've got the Ashes coming up in Australia at the end of this month, so we'll be jumping on and doing a couple of episodes about that and, you know, the outcomes of all of that. We will be talking anything from football to rowing to Olympics and anything in between, because we are those sorts of people. So it's going to be really, really fun. I really hope that that all of you will stop by and have a bit of a listen. It's the first time that Cotswolds Boy has done anything like this, and I think he's going to be absolutely amazing at it. So I'll put a link in I'll post it up onto the page and do all of that. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, that'd be great. And yeah, look, I hope everyone is really, really well. Please continue to tune in and subscribe and promote. I said I'm only a little channel. I'm only one girl who's sort of trying to put things out there and be positive and, you know, and talk about real things. You know, it's not as you can probably tell, it's not a complete production that I do. It's just sort of me and my mic and and my phone, just trying to engage with the audience and trying to, you know, put some good stuff out there, have a bit of fun, create a bit of a community. But look, I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Tell your loved ones you love them, and I will see you in my next one. And please do look out for the podcast. It's going to be great. Love to you all. Bye for now.